Welcome back to the Legacy Project podcast, the show where we explore the art of preserving and sharing your story. I'm Don Fessenden, and today we're going to step beyond the written word and into a more public space, sharing your story through speeches and talks. Now, this might sound intimidating. For many of us, standing at a podium feels a lot more daunting than sitting at a desk with a notebook. But here's the truth. When you tell your story aloud, you give it a pulse. Your voice carries the weight of your experiences in a way no page ever can. And of course, I'm not alone in this conversation. My co-host, Harper, is here with me. Harper, when you think about speeches, what comes to mind?
Honestly, Don, I think about nerves. The shaky hands, the dry throat, the fear of messing up in front of an audience. I think a lot of people carry that same anxiety, even if they have powerful stories to tell.
That's a great point, and it's exactly why this episode matters. Sharing your story in a speech isn't about perfection, it's about connection. People don't remember flawless delivery, they remember authenticity. They remember that moment you paused because your voice cracked, or the way your eyes lit up when you talked about someone you loved. Those are the moments that linger.
So, Don, how does someone even begin to take a personal story and shape it into a speech?
It starts with focus. In the Legacy Project book, I talk about finding the thread that ties your story together. A speech isn't meant to cover every detail of your life. It's a spotlight, not a floodlight. Choose one story or one theme and build around it. Let's say you're giving a talk at a family reunion. Instead of trying to sum up 50 years of family memories, you might focus on one moment, a camping trip, a meal, or a tradition that captures the essence of your family bond.
That makes sense. It's like picking a single brushstroke to represent the whole painting. And from there, how do you keep people engaged?
Storytelling out loud requires rhythm. Begin with a hook, something that surprises or intrigues your audience. Keep your sentences conversational, as if you were talking to a friend over coffee. And don't be afraid of silence. Pauses give weight to your words. They allow people to absorb the meaning behind them.
I love that. It makes me think about the difference between just telling a story and really performing it. What about visuals, Don? Do you think people should use slides or props?
Great question. Visuals can enhance your story, but they should never compete with it. A photo on a screen, a family heirloom in your hand, those can anchor your story in reality. But the heart of your speech is always your voice, your presence, your truth. If all the technology failed, would your story still stand? That's the test.
That's powerful. And it reminds me of something you often say on this podcast, that storytelling is less about performance and more about service.
Exactly, Harper. When you share your story in a speech, it's not about you. It's about what your story can give to others. Maybe it gives them hope. Maybe it helps them feel less alone. Maybe it inspires them to start writing their own story. That's the ripple effect.
So for someone listening right now who's terrified of public speaking, but knows deep down they have something important to say, what would you tell them?
I'd say this: start small. Share your story with a small group of friends. Practice at the dinner table. Record yourself on your phone and play it back. The more you hear your own voice telling your story, the more natural it becomes. And remember, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present.
That's encouraging, Don. It's not about putting on a show, it's about showing up with honesty.
Beautifully said, Harper. And to our listeners, remember, your story deserves to be heard, whether on the page or in a room full of people. Don't let fear silence your legacy. Start small, practice often, and one day you'll look back and realize your voice has carried farther than you ever imagined. Thank you for joining us today on the Legacy Project podcast. If you found value in this episode, I encourage you to share it with someone who might need the courage to share their own story. Until next time, keep writing, keep speaking, and keep building your legacy.